Walk us through the AI services you're offering today.
Hmm.
What problems are you solving for clients?
Well, today we're helping clients walk before they run. So today our AI services focus around AI readiness, AI assurance, and securing the AI that we implement. We help clients assess where the AI is already in use, define acceptable use policies, select approved tools, um, implement security controls, and train the employees. That the training is absolutely crucial because it's a bit of a loaded gun if people aren't trained appropriately. On the productivity side, we help clients get real value from the platforms that they choose, things like Copilot or ChatGPT or what have you. Instead of just paying for a licenses that you'll just implement and not see a benefit from, it's important to set those expectations. The real problems we're solving are wasted money spent,
Mhm.
unmanaged risks, poor adoptions, and fear-driven paralysis around AI. I've seen a lot of this last part where while a good portion of the market is running headlong into AI without a lot of forethought, others are standing there petrified in fear. And you don't want to be in either group.
Have you built solutions in-house, delivered them through partners, right? Or are you layering them on top of platforms like Copilot or Roost or other AI tools?
To be absolutely truthful, it's a blend.
Okay.
We're not building foundational AI models ourselves, but
Mhm.
we are building the frameworks, the governance models, assessment methodologies, and operational workflows in-house. We're doing a lot of training with our people because there are so many different platforms here to think about. Happily, the underlying structures are very similar. We layer these structures on top of platforms like Microsoft Copilot and various automation tools. And we selectively partner where it makes sense. The value isn't the AI itself, it's how the AI is deployed, secured, governed.
Mhm.
A lot of people are using AI incorrectly and taking confidential data and just putting up in a browser and sharing it out to the world. Other people are expecting that the AI platform that they've signed with, because they talk about security, oh, well, they must be a safe bet. In the case of Microsoft, I want to applaud them because they've made it pretty clear it's a shared responsibility. Uh, they will secure your data in the cloud, but they also have made it clear that they expect the partner signing up for their products to follow their recommended guidelines around data security. Most businesses are unaware of these statements,
Mhm.
let alone having implemented any of this. So you want to proceed carefully.
What client use cases do you think have taken up the fastest or have had the most receptivity? And are there some that have surprised you?
Hmm. Well, the fastest adoption we've seen is knowledge work and productivity. Everyone's using it for email creation, document creation, doing research and summarization. Uh, and when these are tied with various platforms like Copilot, ChatGPT, and others, this is very useful. What surprises me is how quickly leadership teams became interested once we reframed AI not as a cool tech, but as a risk managed productivity accelerator. That's why I started at the beginning here about technology being that business accelerator. But AI governance and policy work also has to take off fast, especially in regulated industries.
Do you think that the type of AI service clients appreciate, right, is going to vary across SMB? So first of all,
Oh,
between SMBs and SMEs and enterprises, and then maybe even within these, by vertical.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Small, medium businesses want efficiency and simplicity, often driven by low costs and time savings.
Mhm.
Mid-market firms are going to care about productivity and governance and compliance alignment. Enterprise companies will focus heavily on risk management, data boundaries, and integration with their existing controls.
How has bringing AI into your own stack, right, changed your own internal operations? Have you focused on that, the ticketing, the automation of things, et cetera?
Internally, AI is already changing how we handle our documentation, our ticket analyses, knowledge management, automation, and service delivery efficiencies. we see the ability for AI to help us maintain our margins, not just because AI is going to replace people, but because it's going to reduce friction, rework, and manual effort. I want it to make my people much more productive. It's also forcing us to rethink the roles and expectations and how we train our staff. The bottom line is we need to review all of our business workflow.
Yeah. I just came back from IT Nation Grow, and I heard a comment there that I heard before, so I want to share with you. You'll get your reaction to it. One of the attendees said, what AI is going to mean is price compression for MSPs, in time. And I think he said, look, it's not going to be 2 years or 3 years. It's actually going to be more like 12 months to 18 months. Then you're going to start seeing this impact, which makes me wonder whether, AI is something that is a differentiator or eventually just becomes table stakes. What is your thought about that?
I think they're right on the mark. Initially, now, easily within the next 12 months, we're going to start seeing downward pricing pressure on managed service providers who aren't that efficient versus managed service providers who are leveraging AIs. I mean, bottom line, managed service providers that don't adopt AI will struggle to compete on cost, speed, and frankly, insight. Initially, right now, AI is going to be a differentiator, and we're trying to leverage the hell out of that. But it will quickly become table stakes. The real divide will be between the MSPs that use AI strategically and securely versus those that bolt it on reactively or ignore it altogether. We've seen this again. I talk about inflection points again and again in our industry. There was a point where networking, being able to connect two computers, was new. A lot of IT people way back when said, we're not going to do that. And then the cloud came along. And I was amazed that many managed service providers were 5 to 8 years behind before they learned how to leverage the cloud. Then we came up with cybersecurity. And there's still a lot of companies that are not leveraging that. AI is similar, but also different. The adoption curve is much faster. If you don't get serious about this and approach it in an intelligent manner, you're going to be putting your company at severe risk.
Isn't it important that you have a client base that, has sufficient complexity in it, that in fact you can actually differentiate your margins by providing these AI tools to that client base? Like, does client quality matter for margin?
Absolutely. Yeah. So over the years, I've been exposed to the concept of operational maturity level. If you've got a low OML client who really doesn't leverage technology for the benefits it could bring to their business, they're probably not going to be a good consumer of AI services that you may offer. I think we all should be carving out a niche for ourselves with similar type clients with a similar mindset and similar needs. And this means that you're going to be offering consistent offerings to your clients. You don't want every client to be different. So in our case, I'm always looking for a high operational maturity minded client so that pretty much everything we offer our clients fit with them. It just makes sense to me.
In your view, what happens to the MSPs that don't adopt AI in the next 3 to 5 years?
There used to be a time where wheelwrights would repair the wooden wheels of wagons.
Right.
I'm sure there are still a few of those that exist today.
Right.
But mobility and transportation has moved on. Technology as an industry, we are not facing pressures just of AI. We are also going to be facing AI as a new competitor. I mean, AI itself, the big behemoths in the world, those billion and sometimes trillion-dollar companies are going to be offering our services utilizing AI to cross that last mile and do this. In my mind, it behooves the business owner to be looking at this very seriously and coming up with a strategic plan. Come up with version 1 and very quickly In our case, we keep revising the plan every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to understand where we face risks and pressure.
Mhm.
You're going to see risks and pressure from your competitors who leverage AI and are much more competitive than you. You're going to see risks and pressures from companies that are not truly managed service providers, but are going to be offering complete AI, no human interaction in their services. The niche, the value there is if we understand our clients and their business, their workflows, what's important to their operation, and we've leveraged AI to deliver that, we can compete and compete well and still have great profitability. But I think the future managed service providers in that nexus are going to be limited.
Yeah, I agree there as well. And maybe the lesson there for MSPs is, you mentioned like understanding your clients' workflows. Pick some of your clients. If you have a set of 20 to 50 clients, like pick 5 clients that you think have complexity to them and like get involved in understanding their processes. Maybe you sell them a data governance project to start with and you build from there. But that investment today will be well worth its while.
Well, here's a tip for your audience. And we've used this card from my deck of options all the time. We went to our whole client base and we said, look, this is new, this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're just starting the journey ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We want a few clients to volunteer to go on this journey with us. We're going to use you as guinea pigs. We're going to look at your workflows, your operations. We're going to look at where AI makes sense. We're going to prototype many of our new offerings on you, and you'll be able to get a jump on the market in your segment because we're offering you these services and at a significant discount. And 3 clients within the week immediately raised their hands. And
wow. When you provide your AI services to your clients, did you have to hire separately for that effort, or were you training your own staff to do that?
I much prefer to grow my own, but
Right.
We have had numerous meetings internally where we talk about the skills of different people and what their aspirations are. And it was a couple of years ago where we first started challenging certain people to pursue a certain training regimen. We mapped out a career growth for them. And so far, everyone's on track. I'm pretty happy that we're developing them. But as this whole AI thing accelerates, we may be forced to bring in people with skills off the shelf that we can immediately put into place.
What advice would you give to MSP owners who haven't yet started their AI journey?
Again, think, crawl, walk, run. Mm-hmm. Start internally. Use AI on your own operations first. Get it under control. Develop clear policies and objectives. Again, iteration is your friend. You don't go for perfection. Get your first version out there and keep reiterating. Learn where AI helps you, learn where it breaks you, and keep looking at where it's presenting more risk for your association and what you might need to implement. You then need to formalize that knowledge and package it in a way that it can be repeatable for your clients. AI isn't so much a product that you're going to sell, but it's a capability that we can operationalize and bring to our clients. But the first step is governance, not technology or tools.
Yeah. So crawl, walk, run, do it internally before you farm it out to everybody else, and do it iteratively.
Yes.
As 3 takeaways there. Love the time and the insights, Ed Correia, that you brought to the table here. I really appreciate those. I almost know in my head that I'm going to be asking you to do another one for me in like another 6 months to see how all of this that you're doing has been panned out and what additional insights and knowledge you can share with us. Thank you so much, Ed, as always.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.